I joke that there's this other guy inside me that is very good at observing the way that I go about doing things in the world. How I like it's almost your default setting is you can't control it. That's just how you're going to act and respond. And over time, our goal is to have that person inside us that observes that take over a little bit more, like steer the ship a little bit better. I know you said just like becoming aware of it. Is there any other exercises or things that people can do that maybe will help them uncover some of those things other than just reflection?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So there is a ton. So I think it's important to try to integrate more effective communication into your daily life. And you can do that by wear your heart on your sleeve, tell your emotions to the close people in your life. You could talk about things that trigger you. So, there's a lot of things that I didn't realize were triggers for me until my mid 30s. So just in the last 5 years, I've had some moments where I'm like, oh, wow. So that's a trigger for me. And that word trigger is thrown around a lot these days. And, people are like, oh, he put mayonnaise on my sandwich and I was triggered. It's like, dude, no, that is not a trigger. A trigger is something that throws you into that person that you're talking about that's inside that you have no control over. A trigger is something that is said or done around you that causes you to like go AWOL, that causes you to lose your mind and not lose your mind, like kill someone. I mean, I'm not talking about that crazy, but a great example. So I've learned that people telling me what to do really triggers me. What happens in my brain is somebody tells me to do something, and in my brain I go, how did I go 40 years without you in my life? You've saved me. Thank you for telling me this. Like, I can handle myself. Don't tell me what to do. And that's the nice version. In my head, sometimes there's a lot of yelling where I feel very, very angry. And I often will snap back and I will say mean things. Like someone will say, oh, Jennie, make sure that you do this. And I'll be like, shut the fuck up. What are you doing? And I'll say that to like my teenager. He'll be like, don't drive that way. And I'll be like, shut the fuck up. Who are you talking to telling me how to drive? I am 40, you are 14. I know how to drive, you do not. And then it keeps going. And I get louder and louder and meaner and meaner. And then it's like I can logically step back later once I've come down off the stress mountain. I've walked myself back down. And I'm like, wow, that was such an overreaction to him telling me how to drive. He's 14. His brain makes him think he knows everything. He's just telling me what to do because that's part of growing up. I did the same thing. And I overreacted and I like cussed at him and criticized him and told him he didn't know what he was talking about. Like, wow, what an overreaction. And so understanding your triggers is important. And just think about what happens anytime you get extra angry, anytime you get extra sad, anytime you get extra anxious, extra worried, right? Any of those things, what's happening in that moment. And it took a lot of me thinking about it where I was just like, oh, it's telling me what to do. It's somebody bossing me around because, I don't need somebody to boss me around. I'm a grown-ass woman. I can do what I want. And that triggers me. So thinking about your triggers, telling people your triggers, actively stopping yourself and having the moment of pause when that's happening